Become a sponsor today by visiting patreon.com/psychologyis.
One of my takeaways is that a common strategy that men use, particularly those who are interested in these short-term mating strategies who carry that out, one of the ways in which that they deceive women is by essentially feigning interest in a longer-term relationship.
Yes.
Giving all of the social cues, like the attentiveness, the interest in the woman's personal life, etc., that give the impression that they are interested in a long-term relationship when in fact they're only interested in a short-term relationship. So this is one form of sexual deception. Perhaps you can elaborate on that if you'd like, and share a couple others.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, in a way, it gets back to that early, sex with strangers study of, would you have sex with me? That if men come right out, and we even showed this in our studies, in a study I did a while back at a singles bar, where, the more sexually explicit men are in their initial signals, the more it backfires. So in essence, men who want a long-term mating strategy give those signals of commitment, investment. Men who are interested in short-term also give those signals of commitment and investment, because women are generally not turned on by men who just say, "Hi, I've been noticing you around, let's have sex." So yes, men deceive women on that. And women, of course, are not oblivious to that. They're at least somewhat aware, and they've evolved tactics for seeing through the deception. And one of the things they do to see through the deception is they impose a longer courtship. So you expand that length of time. Harder to carry out a deception over a longer period of time. And that longer period of time courtship allows women to identify other information. Is this guy married? Is in a relationship? Nowadays they can Google his name or look up, and sometimes they find out he's married, has 3 kids, or has 2 wives and 3 kids. Yes, and of course women deceive men as well. So sometimes women do the flip of that. That is, they give signals that they are interested in short-term casual sex when they're really interested in a long-term relationship. And so sometimes do what I call infiltrate the man's psychology to the point where one day he wakes up and realizes he can't live without her and he's in a long-term relationship. And initially he thought, oh, this was just a casual hookup. And so both sexes do it. And of course, both sexes deceive about the qualities that the other wants in a potential mate. And so if you look at, so there have been studies that I summarize in the book of deception in online dating profiles, where men will do things like exaggerate their status and income, exaggerate their height. Also, they put in things like sincere, trustworthy, looking for the right woman. That they give off all these cues to long-term committed mating. And women deceive by typically shaving off, on average, about 15 pounds off their weight. And both sexes deceive by posting photographs that are sometimes older, or let me put it this way, not fully representative of what they actually look like. And so this deception runs both ways, and in predictable ways. You can predict it from both mating strategy, and you can predict it from sex differences in the qualities that men and women are looking for in potential mates.